Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. The Real Plancy here on Twitter posting this. I am seeing some people say there is no demand for Bitcoin right now, but if that were true, we would be sub $20,000 and not holding above $40,000. Supply and demand, right? Clearly we have adequate demand to at least neutralize the current sell side. So he's talking about Bitcoin right now, Bitcoin trading at 42,200 approximately. And something I wanted to bring up here as well with regards to this pattern, the fact that, some of you guys are thinking Bitcoin is ready to collapse. Well, wouldn't we be seeing a lower price for Bitcoin at this point in time? Think of it, we have not gone below this critical level of support here, so under $30,000 since about June 2021. So it's been over 6 months now. It's been 9 months actually, and we're still hovering at about $42,000. Now, throwing the Fibonacci on here, we can see just from this current downtrend, we are hovering at the 0.236. So coming up and just kind of vacillating in and around this zone here. As you guys can see, that is a critical level for Bitcoin. If I just pull the Fibonacci back here, you can see that level. It hit resistance at this point in time. We can see it was forming resistance here and here and also here, and then forming support here when we were going up to see that new all-time high. It formed support here, and now we're also hovering in and around here. So we aren't seeing a lower price for Bitcoin. We are holding above $40,000, and that ultimately means there's enough, as per Plan C here, there's enough demand to keep it at that price. Now, what have we seen in the past? What have we seen just for former bear markets, okay? Let's just take a look at this most recent one here, and let's just take a look at when price made newer lows. So from the high for Bitcoin, when it did reach its high, we could see it did make that first low after about 5 days. And from there, the next major low was in and around here. So if I drag that out and take it from this low to that low, it took another 26 days. So 26 days. And then the next low here was in and around there. And that took roughly from this low to this low, it took another 20 days. So 5 days, 26 days, 20 days. We essentially saw it collapse fairly quickly. And so how can we compare it to what we're seeing today? Well, what I would suggest, if we just take a look at this, and if we were to say, this is the lowest point where we saw Bitcoin go, from here, from the top over here, that took about 69 days. Then we actually technically made a new high, albeit this high is roughly at the same level as this, so I wouldn't even consider this a new high, to be honest with you. It wasn't like we saw a new definitive high. So even if we just take this from here, and so we take it from this low here, that low that we saw back in June of about $28,000, we are now in March of 2022, and it has already been 274 days, and we still have not seen a lower low. So the cascading lower lows of 2017, 2018, that is more descriptive. I think that is more illustrative of the beginning of a bear market, and we're just not seeing that today. XRP price, just to bring it up real quick, XRP trading at about 82.5 cents. So, still just moving with the market, moving with Bitcoin right now, trading on that low volume. And so that's the other thing here, right? We're trading on low volume and we are still holding above $40,000. So clearly we have adequate demand to at least neutralize the current sell side. Very astute observation here. What else am I seeing here in the news? This from Michael at Val5 Links. Florida Governor DeSantis announced a new plan for businesses in the state that would allow paying taxes in digital assets. So DeSantis clearly knows what's up. Pro-crypto Florida Governor Ron DeSantis announced a new plan for businesses in the state that would allow paying taxes in digital assets. DeSantis said on Tuesday that numerous businesses want to pay taxes in crypto in Florida, and the state is working on it. So as you may know, if you are a Florida resident, he has been actively defending his pro-crypto stance and has actively modernized the state to make it an emerging hub for crypto investment, which has already attracted such companies as blockchain.com to cities like Miami. Back in December, DeSantis proposed a program that would let businesses pay state fees in cryptocurrency. So here's just another example of another state in the United States looking to expand crypto adoption and crypto utilization, allowing its citizens to utilize cryptocurrencies as a form of payment, which I think is the right choice. I think this is the direction we should be going in. And I don't know how many viewers I have from the lovely sunshine state of Florida. Put it down in the comments if you guys are from Florida. I want to hear more. I feel like Florida is a very crypto forward state. And if you guys have utilized crypto in a meaningful capacity in the state of Florida, please do let me know in the comment section. And I know, guys, the comment section has been cluttered over the last little while with lots of spam. I've been trying to get a handle on it. It is very difficult to go through it all, but please do put a comment down in the comment section. I do try to read the comments every single day. DeSantis, who is considered a potential Republican presidential candidate in 2024, showed that he understands the difference between centralized central bank digital currencies and decentralized and unregulated Bitcoin. He also expressed his concerns about the executive order that started wide research on the pros and cons of the digital currency controlled by the central bank. So he's also knowledgeable about CBDCs. This is somebody we need at the helm, at least in my opinion, whether it be the president, and I know there are a lot of Floridians that love having him as governor. Anyway, I want to keep moving on. This from DJ Peter Vass, DBS Bank, which is Ripple-enabled a Ripple partner. They are also starting to promote crypto forward solutions for their clients. DBS CEO sees crypto as an alternative to gold. He says central banks globally should regulate cryptocurrencies. So DBS Group CEO Piyush Gupta talked about cryptocurrencies and its regulation at the recent Economic Times Global Business Summit. DBS is Southeast Asia's largest bank by assets. The Economic Times quoted Gupta as saying, "I don't think that cryptocurrencies will become money as we know it, but it can be an alternative to gold and its value." So this coming from a bank that is already Ripple enabled. They clearly have some sort of grasp on the utility of cryptocurrency and realize that, these are digital assets. Again, similar to the governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, realizing that, okay, this is a way to preserve wealth, and they're urging governments around the world to adopt some kind of regulatory framework. There are many countries already around the world that have done so. We're still waiting for this in the United States. He goes on to say the other big challenge of cryptocurrencies is volatility and value. If you want to use this to pay for something, you don't know what it's costing you, he elaborated. Today, cryptos are a potential source of speculative value. It's unlikely that this is a source of money as we know it. So on the one hand, he's saying, maybe we shouldn't be paying for things with crypto, but as a speculative asset, perhaps as something to hedge against fiat. I mean, he's not saying that directly, but, traditionally people have used gold to hedge against fiat. And now he's saying, well, cryptos could be an alternative to gold. I'm just putting two and two together here. Anyway, some interesting news here from Ripple partner DBS Bank, their CEO encouraging crypto investments and urging government around the world to regulate cryptocurrency. So I wanted to thank DJ Peter Vass for posting that. And another one from DJ Peter Vass, another country here, this one, Saint Martin, the island nation, they are looking to make Bitcoin Cash legal tender. So not Bitcoin, but Bitcoin Cash. Saint Martin, a constituent country of the Kingdom of the Netherlands, could make Bitcoin Cash the most prominent fork of Bitcoin its legal tender. Rolando Bryson, the head of the United People's Party, says that he has already started exploring such a bill. Bitcoin and non-fungible tokens would also be exempt from capital gains, according to Bryson. Last week, Bryson also became the world's first elected official to accept his salary in the Bitcoin Cash cryptocurrency. He described the Bitcoin fork as innovative and fast-growing. So Saint Martin, El Salvador, Mexico, and several states in the US looking to use cryptocurrency, namely the Bitcoins, as a source of currency, a legal tender, to be able to facilitate transactions. Now, I don't care whether you are a proponent of Bitcoin or not, whether you think it's fast or slow or whatever you think and, whatever your ideology is about it. I think this is just a sign, guys, a positive sign on top of everything else of things to come. If more island nations are doing this, this is essentially going to put up a big shield against what's coming down the pipes, namely all things quote unquote Great Reset related. Because let's not forget, these organizations want to have control. This is why they want to usher in CBDCs. And, on the one hand, we have countries adopting CBDCs, and that's all fine and good. They give their reasons as to why they're doing it. But now we're having countries like Saint Martin in this case. Like I've said again, El Salvador was the biggie, the first one to really kind of adopt Bitcoin in a meaningful capacity. And they're saying, no, we're going to accept these cryptocurrencies as legal tender in our country because we see it as a viable additional means of commerce, as stated down here. Saint Martin, another one in a growing list of countries, and this one, again, an island nation, so a fairly small country looking to accept Bitcoin Cash as legal tender. Interesting to say the least. Wanted to thank DJ Peter Vass for posting that. And here's some news coming out of India and China. India's NPCI, okay, we already know that is Ripple enabled, and China's UnionPay have signed agreements to establish interoperability with BITRUE, a payment system owned by the Arab Monetary Fund. So wow, a lot of Ripple connections here. India, China, and the Middle East. We know Ripple has done a number in the Middle East with RippleNet integration. This is an XRP-enabled settlement system. And so here's just the headline here. India, China to enable cross-border payments with the Arab world. India's NPCI and China's UnionPay have signed agreements to establish interoperability with BITRUE, as I mentioned, a payment system owned by the Arab Monetary Fund. I went to go click on that link, and I believe you have to sign in here. I didn't take the time to sign in, but I will link this in the description if you guys want to click on the link and sign in with your information. There was another article down here from Matthew Liny. It also mentions the NPCI, International Payments Limited connection, to facilitate cross-border payments. And again, this was from earlier this month. Nevertheless, it does talk a little bit about that connection, the NIPL, connecting India, China, and now the United Arab Emirates, was it? Or no, sorry, it was the Arab Monetary Fund for real-time cross-border payments. So great news there. Expanding that flywheel. We're getting more of a flywheel effect on the XRPL, more utility for XRP, which ultimately means more demand and therefore a higher price. So I thought that was some interesting news. And I also wanted to bring you guys this clip here. Now, with regards to the Ripple SEC lawsuit, this has been the biggie, the big lawsuit that we've all been focusing on. But there are some lawsuits, some other companies that are in court right now with the SEC that we're not really focusing on as much, I suppose. I guess considering we are XRP hodlers, we're more kind of laser focused on the Ripple SEC lawsuit. But I wanted to bring this up because these are going to be landmark cases. And some may even argue that the LBRY case could be more important than the Ripple XRP case. And I'll tell you guys why in a second. So I talked a little bit about Jeremy Kauffman in a video I did either last week or the week before, where he talks about, by the way, he's the LBRY CEO, where he talks about the LBRY's case and the SEC bringing them into court and kind of criticizing the SEC, similar to what we've been hearing from many different people, including Elon Musk. If you guys didn't catch that video, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. But I guess before we get into this, I wanted to mention this from Jake Chervinsky. The novelty of cryptocurrencies require novel regulatory policies, but the SEC still relies on the Securities Act of 1933. He posts this from the Blockchain Association, a fantastic paper on the SEC's inconsistent attempts to regulate crypto from my Blockchain Association colleague, Sarah Hamilby. And again, he posts the link. And I saw a whole bunch of people, and I believe you're probably going to read it in the comments as well, a whole bunch of people that were critical of this paper because they do not mention the Ripple versus SEC case once. Like Anonymous VIP saying a whole paper about Ripple versus the SEC without Ripple in it. What are you even doing? Nietzschebucks down here also saying a paper that mentions the Hinman speech as official guidance, but not the SEC's current narrative that it was not official at all. The paper also leaves out where this was said in the Ripple case, the most relevant case to the paper, and why. So people are really kind of slamming Jake Chervinsky here on Twitter, and these weren't the only comments. I saw a whole bunch on Twitter retweeting out Jake Chervinsky's tweet, but you can see here the XRP community none too happy that Ripple and XRP were left out of this paper. I will leave it here for you if you guys are interested in the details. But let me get back to this. Again, Jeremy Kauffman, the CEO of LBRY, another company that is being sued by the SEC, and some may argue that this LBRY case could directly affect Ripple's case. So let me just play you this clip of Jeremy Kauffman talking about his battle with the SEC.
XRP as an unregistered security has riveted the industry, but it's not the only firm that's battling regulators. Media company LBRY, whose app runs on the blockchain, is also locked in a battle with the SEC. The firm operates a decentralized video sharing platform. It's called Odyssey. Joining me now is Jeremy Kauffman. He's the CEO of LBRY. And Jeremy, you believe your case with the SEC could potentially set an even bigger precedent for the crypto industry, more so than Ripple's. Tell us why.
Absolutely. Well, first, our case is almost certainly going to be decided before Ripple's case. And the facts of our case are no different than tens of thousands of other blockchain companies and blockchain tokens.
Okay, so let me just stop it there real quick. Jeremy Kauffman stating the case against LBRY will conclude, and I talked about this in a former video, will conclude before the Ripple SEC case, and therefore could set a precedent that could be applied to the Ripple case. But not only that, guys, it could be applied to tens of thousands of other projects. And I think this is the bigger picture. We have to be looking at tens of thousands of other projects which could fundamentally transform the cryptocurrency industry in the US.
And in our case, we didn't even do an ICO. So there's really no facts in this case that are different from any number of blockchain tokens. If LBRY is a security, then Ethereum is a security. So I think anyone who cares about the blockchain industry in the United States needs to be paying attention to this case, because if we lose, I think the entire industry is severely damaged in the U.S.
And the SEC seems to be really focusing on that word security in particular, because you sold the coin. It was about 6.2 million, and you used that for operating expenses. Is that their beef with you, or is it because they're saying that you need to classify what you're selling, the LBRY coin, differently? Please explain that.
Well, let's be clear. If you have to register as a token as a security, you don't have a blockchain token. Okay, that means there's no ability for people to freely exchange it. It means I couldn't send you some without going through some special broker, right? It means I can't send you 5 cents without going to a special broker.
Just going to stop it one more time. Another very interesting point here that is mentioned by Jeremy Kauffman. These cryptocurrencies, if they are deemed securities, like he said, I cannot send you 5 cents without going through a broker. You cannot use them as an intermediary means for transaction. If everything is classified as security, which it sounds as though the SEC is trying to do based on their criteria, which is fundamentally flawed, I'm sure lots would argue.
Kills the entire thing. And what we've done is no different than Ripple. In fact, I love Ripple, but I think we've done things, even less than what they did in terms of what they're accusing. And let's not act like there are rules here. The SEC is completely making this up as they go. They're taking a law from the 1940s that says nothing about blockchain, that doesn't apply in these circumstances whatsoever. There's a case in which there's no victim, there's no fraud, no one went to the SEC and said, hey, these guys did something wrong to me. And what they're doing is they're said, hey, these guys did something wrong to me. And what they're doing is they're collecting all the facts. They're using all of their subpoena power. We spent millions of dollars giving them information over 4 years. And then, just like, someone throws the dart and then draws the bullseye around it, that's what they're doing. They're saying, oh, well, this set of facts makes it a security. They can do this to absolutely anyone, and there's no facts that they've discovered that would be different from tens of thousands of other companies and tokens.
Well, and I know that, and you've said that you have offered to pay back the SEC to get them off your back. You've offered to dissolve the company. Some extreme offers made to the SEC. They keep saying no. But you did give a deposition in the case yesterday. What can you tell us about that?
Well, I can tell you that the SEC is terrified of providing any standard that a company can meet in terms of the creation of a token. That's what they don't want to do. I mean, this is an industry. The blockchain industry has been around for over 12 years. Everyone is scrutinizing one speech given 3 years ago that the SEC insists isn't even official. And this is insane. It's out of a Kafka novel that we as entrepreneurs have to guess what the rules are. And if you go in and you ask the government, I asked them again in the deposition, I say, hey guys, can you tell me anything? Can you give me any positive statements as to how a blockchain company can follow the U.S. law and have the same standard as Bitcoin and Ethereum?
Yeah.
They say, no, we can't tell you. And it's just an insane world. I mean, the deposition was boring. My lawyer said it's like watching paint dry. Okay, because there's nothing exciting.
Most of them are, Jeremy. Most of them are. We're about out of time. Please come back. Jeremy Kauffman.
Okay, and I will leave the clip there. Jeremy Kauffman on Fox Business being interviewed about the SEC case. But you hear what he said too? The SEC is terrified. They do not want to give any kind of guidance because they themselves do not know where they stand or where these cryptocurrency companies could stand if they give them a long enough leash, if they allow them too much guidance. And so I think what it boils down to, they are not ready for this. They should be, if you want to hear my opinion, they should be hiring the best of the best in the crypto industry, the ones that understand cryptocurrency. And they should be able to regulate, to mold the regulations to better reflect what the industry is today, what cryptocurrency is. You know, we're using a test from 1933. How can we and they reasonably believe that this is acceptable moving forward? And so I think Jeremy Kauffman brings up a lot of good points there. The LBRY case could in fact affect many cases, including the Ripple SEC case moving forward. And also just wanted to bring you guys this from Bill. Don't get me wrong, I think the matter is going well for Ripple, and they are chalking up some good interlocutory wins, but none of the lawyers, even Jeremy Hogan, who has a good strike rate calling the outcomes of the motions, is openly predicting a final win. And he is going to tell you why. First, if you guys understand the legal procedure, and if you are lawyers, you probably understand this. I'm personally not a lawyer, but Bill here, Belisarius 2020, he is a lawyer. Firstly, because litigation is always uncertain. This is one reason, along with the huge cost of litigation, that so many matters settle. Secondly, because there are complex issues that are difficult to predict, such as the interaction of the Howey test with a new asset class. Thirdly, no lawyers, apart from the lawyers of the parties, have seen all the evidence, and there may be some more. Even the 63 Hinman emails and drafts could impact on the outcome if disclosed, and everyone's speculation is correct. Even lawyers for the parties will not tell you their client will win without qualification, even if they advise their prospects are good. There can always be the unexpected in trial. That does not mean Ripple is not doing well so far. So I think some good insight here. I know we're all very positive. I know we're all very bullish on XRP, but we've got to keep our expectations in check. This isn't over yet, although it is looking very, very positive for us XRP hodlers. That's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.